Hello everyone, welcome back to Charmed Intuition Tarot. So happy to be here with you today. I hope that you enjoyed today's reading. If you're new, my name is Liz. Welcome. We are doing a pick a card reading, and today's is very special because we're asking what message your future self has for you. So this could be you 6 months from now, a year from now, but what message do you have for you essentially? So we've got 3 groups here. First, let's take a nice deep breath, and I'll include a close-up so you can take your time to select which group you feel drawn to. You can pause the video if you need a little bit more time. No worries, no rush. No rush. And yeah, I hope you're comfy. We have the rabbit for group 1. We've got the bird for group 2 and the little squirrel for group 3. So whichever animal or number, 1, 2, or 3 you feel drawn to, that will be your message. And remember, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This one might not be for you, but hopefully there is a message for you today. We also have the pendulum, so you can think of a yes or no question that you want to ask your future self. And if you'd like to support the channel, I do have a Patreon page where you can do that. There's different levels, different tiers. So if you want to check that out, that'll be linked in the description. And thank you to everyone on Patreon so much for your extra support. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, we will jump into it. I hope that you enjoyed today's reading. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, as well as the like button, as that does help my channel. And yeah, we will jump right into it with group number 1. All right, group 1, if you chose the little rabbit, then this is your message from your future self. So I hope you are comfy and cozy. Let's see what we have. Let me just aim the camera here so you can see the pine cones. But yeah, let's see what's going on. Let's see what your future self wants to say. Message from your future self. What do we have? We've got the Fortune's Wheel, so that's Wheel of Fortune. So let's get 2 more cards here and see what we have here. So message from your future self. And you've got 3 of Wands. Okay, and we've got 1 more. Message from your future self. And then you've got 9 of Water, which would be 9 of Cups. Okay, so why don't we get some oracle cards too to add to this, add a little bit more info. But I mean, already I feel like your future self is trying to tell yourself to, it's funny to word that, it's hard to word that, but your future self is trying to tell you to keep going, that things are changing. Because we have the Wheel of Fortune leading into the 3 of Wands, so both of these are telling me that something is changing, and this one in particular is letting me know that you will see changes, you'll see results, whatever it is that you're working on now, whatever it is that you're putting your energy and your creativity into will turn out. Your dreams will come true. So I feel like your future self is really just trying to say, don't quit, don't give up, because you're just about to turn a corner. Something's just about to change. So let's see what else we have here. So message from your future self. Okay, so we've got security. Okay, so it says, true security comes from having a reserve of time, space, energy, personal power, and love. Make deposits in all of these accounts and you'll be a wealthy person indeed. Okay, so invest more into yourself in all areas of your life. So your space, making more time for yourself, protecting your energy, believing in yourself, your relationships that you really cherish. So your future self seems to be also saying, you're safe. It's okay. It'll be okay. There is a feeling of security here. I love the 9 of Cups here, which is like the treasure chest. With the security message, I just feel like, you know, your future self is wanting you to know that you're safe. It's going to be okay. I really love just this feeling of encouragement. And I feel like the message is don't give up, because you're getting there. Like, this is the fulfillment, the wish fulfillment card. So that tells me maybe in the future, there's a particular wish or dream or something you're trying to create that you do indeed create. So your future self is saying, don't quit, please keep going, you know, keep doing this. So let's see here. Okay, we have pop out here. We've got winning, succeeding, victory, outcomes. So yeah, your future self says you're winning, you're doing this, you will win, you will defeat any problems that you're having. I feel like your future self is saying, no, you've got this. Don't doubt yourself, you know? And I feel as though maybe you, with something you're working on, something you're really focused on, you're starting to doubt whether or not it is actually working out, right? You're not maybe seeing the progress that you would want to see or the results with something that you would want to see. But what I'm seeing here is you're just about to turn a corner. You're just about to see those first signs of something working. And if you keep at it, you will succeed. You'll get there with the Nine of Cups too, with the winning card. So yeah, I mean, a lot of encouragement here is really what I'm mostly picking up on. Okay, so we've got more cards here. First, let's get the Moonology manifestation card, because it seems as though your focus in the future is something you've manifested, something you've created. So let's see. All right. Release your blocks. Yeah, so there's definitely, this one's kind of sticking out too, so we'll take that. Go wild. So you've got lots of confident, brave energy here. Your future self seems to be really emphasizing being yourself. So it's almost like I'm picturing you're running a marathon and your future self is at that finish line sort of cheering you on, almost, just kind of what I'm picturing. So we've got one more deck here. So your future self, message from your future self. Okay, strength. Yeah, a lot about strength. Ancient Oak Spirit. So I really love this. I love that you got the Leo card here with the strength message too, because there's a lot about strength and courage and bravery here. So your message from your future self is pretty straightforward. Be brave. Don't quit on this thing that you're trying to manifest. The other thing too, with the confidence message, is investing time into whatever this goal is. So maybe it's just that right now you're not making enough time for it. So I almost feel as though the message is, if you make time for this, like with the security card, if you invest time into these things, deposits into yourself, what you're curious about, what you're wanting to learn, what you're interested in, it will pay off with the Nine of Cups. You'll see that payoff. You'll see that outcome. You know, you'll see, I love the winning card. I love that. So you'll see that success. That reminds me of Six of Wands. So I'm really picturing you succeeding and being very confident. And like I said, confidence is really a theme here from your future self. You know, life is short. I think we should enjoy those things that we love, our interests, our hobbies, you know, things like that. And I feel like your future self is saying, go wild, have fun with it. You will succeed. You'll get there with the Nine of Cups. Release your blocks. There could just mean something's blocking you, but it's saying you've got the strength to overcome this. And I really do think that this block could be just maybe you're feeling discouraged about the time that something is taking. Maybe you're just sort of getting discouraged that, okay, this hasn't happened yet. I thought it would happen by now. Or I thought I would have seen results by now. Or I thought I'd be here by now. So it's almost like you're measuring where you are right now and not feeling completely satisfied with it. What I'm getting from the cards is don't quit. There's change coming. There's change on its way. This is really about fluctuation too. Things are always changing. And the thing is, we don't really see how far we've come until we've arrived. So that's what I'm getting here. That's the you that I'm getting this message from, is when you've arrived to your goal. I've achieved this goal. I've worked hard. I've pushed through the obstacles and the blockages and the, you know, self-beliefs that maybe weren't supporting me, and maybe the things I was saying to myself that didn't really support me, maybe discouraging things. We all do that, right? You're going to see those motivating signs that something's working out very soon. So it's saying, don't worry, change is happening. And yeah, lots of Six of Wands energy here. I love this. Let's get you some charms, and also we'll get the pendulum so you can ask a yes or no question to yourself. It's kind of like a little conversation with yourself. So let's see what we have here. Okay, so we'll get the charms, and I'm trying to slow down. I got in a comment asking me to slow down, so that's why I'm talking a little slower. I'm trying to make a conscious effort to just slow down. I think when I get excited too, it depends on the messages too, because sometimes I get messages and I'm so excited about what's coming up, especially if I'm shuffling on camera. I tend to get very excited and enthusiastic about what comes up. So sometimes I can speed up. So I'm really just trying to slow down and take my time a little bit more. So I hope Hope you're relaxed. So let's see what the charms have to say. You know what's interesting is you've got the ship, you've got the anchor. There's that quote about ships being safe at shore, but that's not what, you know, ships were built for. So really interesting. A Gemini is coming in, so it could be a connection that your future self is wanting you to know about someone who plays a significant role. A Gemini coming in. I love that you have this one. This reminds me of the card from Wisdom of the Oracle, the Go the Distance card. I'll include a picture of it, but this reminds me of the Go the Distance card because on that card you can see a cheetah and there's a finish line. So it's really having a long-term view. I feel like your future self is saying, please don't quit, because I feel like this is related to a goal that maybe you've started over and over again, something you keep restarting because you get discouraged right before you're about to turn a corner. So just keep in mind every single day you're making progress, even if they're not obvious, you know, changes, you're still making progress. Things are definitely, you know, moving along. You're going to get there. So I'm really thinking of the Go the Distance card with that particular charm. I love this, protecting your energy. This angel wing makes me think of protecting your energy. Also confidence in your own wings. I always think of, you know, confidence in your ability to fly. You've got believe in yourself. So yeah, your future self is really quite clear today. Please believe in yourself. Believe you can do this. Please don't quit. I love the word will here. It's making me think of just the will and determination, but also you will get there. You've got a puzzle piece here. I feel like your future self is saying there's a missing piece of the puzzle that could be this block here that we had there with your Scorpio card. That could be what's making things feel blocked, because there could be just a missing piece of the puzzle. So I think going back to your card about, sorry, there it is, security, maybe the missing piece is you haven't invested enough time into this or yourself, or made the space or devoted the energy to this thing, right? Because we tend to put ourselves last and you know, certain goals last. We tend to put certain goals last. So your future self is really saying, please don't give up, commit the time to this. I find it interesting that you've got two trees here. So the tree energy, you're sort of sending yourself messages about a tree, which of course is strength. Also expansion. Whenever I see a tree, I think of expansion. I think of the branches. So I also am getting a message that whatever this is that you're committed to or you're working towards will expand into other things, other possibilities as well. So that's kind of cool. So you've got your Gemini, you've got will, you've got the horse, which is really about momentum. I also think of freedom, and that kind of goes back to freedom to be yourself. I'm really getting the authenticity message about just being yourself, being proud of yourself, and recognizing the progress that you've made. You've got the little dog here. That could be the Gemini. The dog reminds me of a friend, a loyal friend. This dog in particular reminds me of a loyal friend. I've got a few different dog charms. I've got one that's barking. I've got this one. So this one always reminds me immediately of loyalty. So that could even just be you being loyal to yourself, being loyal to this goal. You've got Gemini. You've got the little sandals here. Sandals can talk about relaxation time. They can talk about travel. In this case, I'm getting sort of making time for those things that really inspire you. Even if it feels like you're not being productive, there is something that you're trying to tell yourself from the future of like, please make time for this. Please, you know, don't quit on this thing that you're really passionate about. I am seeing a lot of passion there, especially with the Three of Wands that we have. I feel like this is definitely something that is very important to you. It lights you up. I love the compass there. I think of direction. I noticed too, they're in a shell. Okay, so that sort of ties in the emotional element to this. Because you've got Nine of Water, I think this is something that's really important to you. It's something that you really love. It's something that you really care about. And the Nine of Cups, again, like, look, you've got the treasure here. You found the treasure. This is complete wish fulfillment and feeling really content and happy and at peace with what you've been able to accomplish and what you have. So very, very cool. So yeah, then you've got the kind of your future self is talking about someone. I think it's a friend. Okay, it could be a Gemini. That could, of course, be you too. But I'm getting a little bit about friendship or more quality time. So let's just see here. So I'm losing my voice here. All right. All right. So, okay. A lot about personal power today. I love the idea of like all of these areas of your life making you feel wealthy, because it's not just about finances. It's not just about work, right? This is about complete, you know, everything in life that makes us happy. So space, energy, time to do things that you love, people that you love. So that seems to be a bit of a message from the future of time, one-on-one time with someone, or time to yourself. A lot about relaxation and sort of leisure time here. A lot about leisure time, more time. So the time seems to be a major issue. So maybe right now you're feeling like, I haven't got the time. I haven't got the time to commit to this goal. So it seems like, you know, you in the future are saying, please just make the time to commit to this. Make it a priority. Make it something make it something that is almost non-negotiable in the day. So if, for instance, just as an example, because if you chose this group, I really do feel like this has to do with a goal. Okay, so if that's not resonating, this one might not be for you, because this specifically feels like a goal. Now that could be any type of goal, creative goal, a career goal, a personal goal. But for instance, your future self. So say you want to run a 5K, you know, and you really want to do it, but you haven't been able to find the time to practice, or, you know, to start jogging or do whatever, you know, to get started. Your future self is saying, like, make the time to just do 5 minutes a day, and then maybe you could work up to 10 minutes a day, and then a half an hour a day, because it seems as though maybe right now you're not prioritizing that time that you need to get to this point, to get to this kind of winning success victory. So I think definitely this has to do with time. This could be the blockage that you're experiencing. But of course, I really do feel like this blockage, it's immediately making me think of 8 of Swords. So I'm immediately thinking of mental blocks, things in our mind, or things we're telling ourselves. So let's take a look here at important numbers or dates coming up possibly. So let's see what numbers you have. So you've got 5, 7, and 1. Okay. So let's get you some letters here. I'll just push these over just a bit. There's a crumb or something there. And have fun with the letters as always, because they're always going to spell different things. And if they spell something that doesn't make sense, just have fun with it. Okay. All right, so I'll just show you here. We've got Y, U, D, N, G, A, E, R, Q, O, T, U, R, and A. So you can take a look at that. I'll just raise this up for you. Yeah, very cool though. I mean, I feel like you in the future is a really great cheerleader for yourself. So sort of picture yourself when you feel like quitting, or a blockage or a delay comes up and you feel like quitting on this goal or whatever this is you're trying to manifest. Whenever you feel yourself trying to quit, just picture yourself in the future cheering you on. And I think that should likely pull you through. Don't be afraid to take breaks, but just don't quit. Your future self just says, please don't quit. Because I think whatever you're imagining, whatever it is you're trying to create, is actually going to grow into a lot more than you're even expecting. And because the idea of expansion, because you've got the tree card, you've got the tree charm, I'm really feeling the expansion, the growth, going off in different directions. So I think that the strength message is important. Plus you've got that Leo energy, so much about bravery and strength. So I really think you know, being strong, being brave. With the Wheel of Fortune, I think this is going to turn out to be even better than you expected. So why don't we ask the pendulum your yes or no question? Let me just get that here. So you've got the pendulum here. So you can think of a yes or no question that you want to ask yourself in 6 months, 10 months, or whatever this, you know, message is coming through from. You can ask yourself a question. So let's think about your question. You got a yes. So very, very cool. I really hope that this resonated. I hope it made sense for you, and I hope that you have an awesome day. And yeah, definitely don't quit this. You're going to see progress, right? Because if you stop, you're not going to see progress. If you keep going little by little every day and carve out that time, dedicate that time to whatever this is, you will get there. You will see that progress. It's very important with the Three of Wands. You'll see that progress. You'll reach your goal. You'll get to that treasure, and you'll get there. You'll win. You know, you'll see that success and that victory. So very, very cool. I hope that you enjoyed today's reading. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and liking this video. And yeah, we will see you next time. Group 2, how are you? I hope you're having a really great day. So we're going to find out what your future self wants you to know now. I'm really excited to see what we get. We've got your bird here. So let's see what we have. We'll start with tarot, and then we'll get you some oracle cards and charms. And you can think of a yes or no question for the pendulum. So we had 3 fallouts, so that's perfect. Starting here, we've got call. So there we have judgment. All right. You've got the Fool. A lot about a fresh start here, I would say. A rebirth, a new beginning, and the High Priestess. Wow, okay. All right, so strong energy here coming in for you. Let's get some oracle cards. I want to read them all together. We'll get you some charms as well, but already I'm feeling like your future self is saying, listen to your intuition about a decision that could either come up or a decision you're currently making right now. And really what I'm seeing is your future self wants you to be hopeful about this new beginning, this new start. I think it's something that will be very exciting, something that will make you feel very enthusiastic. But let's get more detail here, starting with we're all mixed up here, starting with the Moonology manifestation cards. So group 2, message from your future self. All right, release control. Okay, very cool. I like that with the Fool, because there's this sort of feeling of wanting to be in control of an outcome and know exactly what's going to happen and when and how and where, all these questions. But what I think your future self is saying is it's going to turn out better than you even anticipated. So I feel like the message of trust is really coming through because you've got the Fool. So a lot about trust and believing in yourself. I really like how you chose the bird here, because I think of that sort of idea of like trusting your own wings. A lot of what the future self messages will be today will be a lot of encouragement, right? Because of course you're going to want to encourage yourself, just like you would go back in time and probably encourage yourself to get through challenging times, you know, in the past. So I really think that this has to do with the mystery of life, because you've got the Fool, like I say, is very trusting. Then you've got the High Priestess, which really embraces the mystery, the unknown, very trusting, very patient energy. So let's continue here. I want to get the rest of your cards here and get all of the messages from your future self. Okay, so message for group 2. Okay, you've got direction and you've got release. Okay, so number 1, release. So your future self is really emphasizing the message of release. And I love the message of freedom here and healing, because I think for you, maybe releasing the idea that something has to be just so or just the way you imagined it could be the key to freedom, to a lot more opportunity. Because I think right now what's happening is you are in the middle of some sort of shift. You're really in deep thought and evaluation about where you want to go, what direction you want to go in. So I think what the cards are saying, what your future self is saying, is trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust the universe. Trust, I say, would be your keyword today, as well as release. Kind of just like release, see what happens, go with the flow. I think that we're getting a really strong clue here that something else could come up that you're not even expecting. Something, a surprise, some sort of unexpected outcome or opportunity could pop up out of nowhere. So I feel what the message is just to sort of pay attention, because if you release the desire to plan exactly every single step what's going to happen, so much more could be open to you. You also have navigation, direction, guidance, signs. So I would say the signs message is to pay attention to signs that might come up. This could, of course, be in dreams, songs, you know, even logos. So for instance, whenever I see a Coca-Cola truck logo, I think of my dad. He worked for Coca-Cola when he was alive. So I always think of him when I see it. And I always see them on days when I'm struggling or if I'm having a, you know, an anxious day. I tend to see the Coca-Cola truck. So kind of cool, but that's sort of what we're looking for here. Is songs, feathers. Maybe for you it's feathers. You did choose the bird. So maybe for you it's feathers. You know what? Why don't we get a feather oracle? One moment. Where do we have that? I don't know. Oh, there it is. Okay. So my room here is so disorganized. I've organized it before on Patreon. I just can't seem to keep it organized. Okay, so what is your feather message? Your feather message. You've got vulture, accept the inevitable, let go of the past, and welcome a rebirth to begin. Okay, so that gave me intense chills. You've got the rebirth card. You've got the judgment card, okay? So really your future self is saying, please, you know, don't let this thing in the past hold you back. It's time to move forward. You have so much to look forward to. More opportunity than you're even dreaming of. And this one just slipped off the top, so we're going to take it. You've also got duck. Find comfort and balance in simple ways. You have support all around you. So it seems as though your future self is trying to say to yourself that you've got support systems. There's support available to you. So that could be very important for a few of you as well, to reach out for support if you need help with direction or anything, right? So very, very cool. So I love that. Accept the inevitable, let go of the past. And I think what it means by that is change is inevitable. It's the only thing that's certain is change, and things are always changing and moving, and we don't really have control of what's going to happen. And trying to control every single thing in the future is, you know, it can be a great cause of anxiety. What I think is cool too is you've got direction. So I don't think that this is so much about having a map. It's about really trusting your intuition, your own inner compass, and trusting that even if you don't know what's going to happen in 2 months, you will be able to navigate when the time comes. You can handle things as they come. So it's not about like mapping out every decision, every direction, but just sort of starting, getting going. So I really think there's a strong trust here with the Fool direction, just trusting yourself, trusting the universe. And I love that you've got the messages of signs with the High Priestess too, because I really do feel like your intuition is pointing you in a particular direction or wanting you to just release something from the past and leap forward into this new phase, into this new chapter. And trust, you know, just trust the universe, trust the unknown, trust yourself. Both of these are just so trusting. I really love that. And I just think it's so cool that you've got the rebirth with the vulture here and the rebirth card here. What's interesting too about this message is I feel like something that did happen for a lot of you maybe had to happen, and you'll see why, or your future self is saying you'll understand when you get there. Is that making sense? Okay, so we've got 2 more cards here. We've got lots of info. All right, so, oh, a bunch fell out there. We'll put those back. Usually if 2 or 3 pop out, I'll take them, but okay, so let's see what we have here. Group 2, important message from your future self. We had 1 flip out. I love, you've got rebel and space. All right, so this message is clear. Actually, I've seen this card fairly recently. This to me represents organization and creating space for things. Also, this is what's really fun. This card is about letting go of something so that something else can come in. So let's see. The quality of your life has more to do with what you remove from your life than what you add to it. Give yourself the gift of space, because I think for you, the gift of space and kind of the unknown right now will really allow lots of really cool things to come in. I really think there's a lot more on its way than you even anticipated. I think too, with your Duck card, a little bit about balance. Maybe organization for you right now would be an important thing, because maybe things are feeling very hectic and overwhelming just in your space, because that can happen too, right? I mean, I was just talking about my room being really messy. It's really messy, and it really adds to any feeling of overwhelm. So if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, I feel like your future self is wanting for you to organize, because that might help. Just the idea of space, letting go of things that maybe you don't need to be holding on to anymore. That sort of leads into the rebirth message as well. Okay, I love this. So it's time to celebrate the fact that you don't fit in. Stand on your own 2 feet. Yes, it's okay to not fit in. It's okay to be original and be yourself and be different and have different ways of expressing yourself and be unique. And I think that you've got a support system, like the Duck card said, that people that really do support you and want you to be authentic and be proud of yourself. So Rebel, I love that. Just this sort of like, you know, not even trying to fit in, doing things your own way. Maybe as part of the self-analysis message that we're getting here with our first card, perhaps, you know, you're really overthinking yourself or being maybe harsh or critical of yourself. So I would say that this is just saying, you know what, embrace it. Embrace those things that make you different, or you know, those little fun things about yourself that are unique. Be confident in it. Be okay with not fitting in. Be okay with not being like everyone else. I think that's an awesome thing. Embrace those unique things about yourself. So your future self seems to be in a very confident place, you know, a very confident place with who you are. So that's really great. We've got one more deck here, and then we'll get you your charms. Okay, so group 2, important message from your future self. All right, there we go. Knowledge. Okay, I like this for a few reasons. I love the boat imagery here. I also love that it connects to the idea of you're smart. You are so smart. You've got so much experience and knowledge, so much, you know, that you need to maybe trust yourself more, okay? And I love the knowledge with the High Priestess too, because the High Priestess is very knowledgeable. It's a quiet knowledge. It's sort of a inner knowledge and inner knowing and inner wisdom. So you are just so smart and bright. Do you know that? Like, do you remind yourself of that? It's important. It really is, because maybe what's been happening is you haven't been giving yourself enough credit. So that's making you want to know exactly what's going to happen. Okay, 2 weeks from now. And it creates a lot of, you know, nervousness, where what I'm getting here is more of like, you know what, I'll handle whatever happens when it happens. For now, I'm just going to go with the flow and trust myself, trust my own knowledge, you know, accept, let go of the past, jump into this new start. A lot about leaping forward here. This is really reminding me of the 6 of Swords, actually. So I'm getting a bit of healing energy. And a lot of times, I mean, this card would encourage you to study, research, which of course could definitely be the case, but it's also about trusting the knowledge that you have, trusting yourself to make the best decision for you. And because you've got the support system card here, maybe there is somebody that could help, you know, could help you if there's information you need, or if you need assistance or guidance with something. There could be someone in your life that's there to support. But let's get one more of these, and then we'll jump to your charms here. Whoa. Okay, you've got magic, moonlight, enchantment. Very cool. So I love the image of moonlight with sort of the unknown, the mystery, intuition as well. Getting a lot about intuition. So I feel like your intuition now or very soon is just very elevated. You're very in tune with it. But I love this. I love the idea of magic and just mystery, because I think that's the, I mean, I think even this card, one of the cards talked about balance. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a great balance for you on its way in of knowledge and having all the information so that you feel prepared, but also trusting your own abilities, trusting the unknown, trusting the sort of mystery of it all. So I think what your future self is really trying to say is you've got this. Like, you've got this. You are knowledgeable. You've got a great inner compass. You've got a great sense of things. You are very intuitive. You're very smart. There's something in the past that could be making you feel like you're held back, but also this need to kind of know exactly what's going to happen. So I think really embracing that Fool energy and trusting the unknown could be really helpful. Lots of messages for you, I would say, from your future self. And I love the message of being yourself, not trying to fit in, you know, not trying to be like everyone else, being okay with being original and unique. Because I think you are. I think you've got really unique gifts. I think you're likely a very creative person, and maybe that's why we're getting the message about space, because maybe you've got so many things on the go right now, different projects and different things you want to do that could be a little bit cluttered. So we're getting a little message of making some space. So very cool. Let's get you some charms here. Get you some charms. We had 2 fall out over here. I just want to get those here. We had a 1. Interesting, because your 1 card had a 1 on it as well, your knowledge card. Okay. So I'm just going to, before we get the letters and numbers, I just want to raise this up for you, and we'll just take our time, we'll relax. I'm getting romance, perhaps a new romance. I feel like your future self is hinting that someone is either coming in or something is progressing in the love area of your life. So lots of affection here. You've got the locket. This one always makes me think of a kiss too, just because of the movie Hook. If you know that movie, you know what I'm talking about. So it makes me think of, like, you know, new love. And then you've got kiss here too. So a lot about affection, love. I'm going to read this intuitively and then I'll lift them up. I'm trying to do a combination of what I usually do, and then I know a lot of people like me to lift them. So I just want to read what's coming through and then I'll lift it up and talk about it. But I'm also kind of getting that your future self has a few requests. Saving money is one of them. Saving money, and this could be linked to travel, but your future self seems to want you to save money or be wise with money. You've got the little Monopoly hat here as well. So being wise with money or cautious with your money right now. So yeah, maybe paying attention to impulse purchases, or say if there's something you want online, putting it in your cart for a couple days and really thinking about it, something like that. Or not going to the grocery store hungry so that you just buy what's on your list. Or maybe over the holidays, if you celebrate, maybe agreeing with your friends and family to maybe have maybe a little bit of a less expensive holiday, which I think is great. Maybe spending more time with each other. Maybe you could do like a baking night or something where everyone brings something that they've made. That's the kind of mind frame I think your future self would like you to focus on right now. You've also got a message coming in, possibly related to a home. So for those of you either looking to purchase a home, looking to sell a home, redecorate a home, something to do with the home, we do have a message in a bottle coming in directly related to the home. You've got an Aquarius here. You also have another moon. I like your moon with the card here. Where was that? I liked that card. It's pretty. There you go. The Moonlight Enchantment card. The magic, sort of mystery. You've got a lot about mystery, the unknown, your intuition. I love that. I feel like maybe your manifestation abilities are very elevated right now too. So one good thing you can do coming up as we approach the new year, depending on when you're watching this, of course, is something like a vision board. I actually have a video on how to make one if you've never made one, but yeah, vision board, something like that, because I feel like your visualization abilities right now, your manifestation may be elevated. And I think maybe you're seeing more outcomes than originally, because there is that sort of feeling of releasing this idea of how something was going to turn out because something better could come in. So you've got your 1 there. You've got a lot about dedication, hard work, and not quitting here, which is kind of cool. You've got thumbs up, which I always read as encouragement as well. So that could just be like the thumbs up, the go ahead, it's okay, that sort of trusting, like you're doing great type message here. You've got the teapot, which could be linked to comfort. It makes me think of sharing, because I am getting from your cards too, maybe the the need to embrace some support systems around you with your duck card. I feel like maybe there's people around you that want to support you. So yeah, we've got the message about home sweet home, a message coming in related to the home, maybe an apartment, maybe a move of some kind, a relocation, a new home, selling a home. Got a bit about travel here. So maybe your future self is traveling, you know, to really cool places or something like that. A lot about teamwork here, I would say too. Friendship has been a bit of a theme today. So encouragement from those around you or support from those around you. You do have a little bit about romance here. So maybe your future self is hinting that there's something romantic starting in the future or a new start with someone possibly. I am getting the clear message too to be wise with finances. You've also got an Aquarius here. So let's get you some numbers. Okay, you've got a 6 and a 9. All right. Okay, let's get you some, well, let's push these over here. I love the locket. This is making me think of secret crush. Okay, so is a secret crush going to share possibly? I'm getting a lot about love from the charms specifically. I wasn't getting it that much necessarily from the cards, but from the charms, I'm getting a lot about romance and possible secret crushes and like hidden feelings. Okay. Yeah, I'm just really feeling the love message for you today. Okay, so we've got some letters here. And have fun with the letters, of course, because sometimes they spell things that don't make sense. So let me flip them over for you. You've got A, A, O, N, I, R, E, J, E, E, I, P. And we've got one more here, A. So look for names, things like that. Yeah, I don't see much here, but it could just be specifically for a few of you, perhaps. You know, there could be initials or a name. You definitely don't even need to pay attention to the letters if you don't want to, but let's get you a yes or no question from your future self. You can ask a question. So let's see. All right, ready? Oh, just gonna make sure that's, there we go. Maybe your future self wants you to save money for this thing to do with travel and the home, maybe. So you've got a no here. Okay, so there's a no on that question right now, but that could, of course, could change. But yeah, let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed today's message. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking this video, sharing with a friend. That really does help the channel. So I really hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Hello, group 3. If you chose the little squirrel, this is your important message from your future self. Very excited to see what we get. We've got tarot, we've got lots of fun oracle cards, and we also have the charms, of course, and the pendulum. So you can think of a yes or no question you want to ask your future self. Wow. Okay, you've got 4 of Swords. All right, so and that popped right out of the deck. So right now, your future self is saying it's okay to rest. It's okay to give yourself time, recuperation time. But let's see what else we have here. Okay, so message from your future self. Message from your future self. Okay, this one's popping out here. You've got Ace of Fire. You've got 3 here. Wow. Okay, well, this is very clear to me, actually, immediately. We'll see what the oracle cards have to say, but your future self is saying it's okay to take some time. It's okay to rest. It's okay to not be go, go, go at all times. What I'm getting here for you that's very important is that this rest, this time to just rest your mind and do what you need to take care of yourself, this is a self-care card, is going to lead to a lot of inspiration and excitement. There is a new beginning happening for you very soon. This is very clear. You've got the Ace of Fire. This is the thing too. This is Ace of Wands. This is like a match. It grows. It's passion. It's excitement. It's creativity. And I see here with the Queen of Cups too, At some point, maybe even in the future, this could be representing you. You're very in touch with your creativity. You're feeling great about your emotions, about your love life, your relationships. You're feeling good about your creativity. Your intuition is very elevated. And here I see a shift. I see a change happening. But this is what it's saying, is that it's okay to rest. I feel as though right now you're giving yourself a hard time about not being productive. I also think that because you chose the squirrel, and this leapt right out of the deck. So I feel like you are a busy person. You like to keep busy. You like to plan and prepare, and you're always thinking about the future, which is really great because, you know, it's really great to plan and think of the future, but for you, it's saying rest right now. Rest. It's okay to not know the answers right now. This is really a great card of contemplation and giving yourself some time to just figure it out. I sometimes think of it as the sleep on it card because typically we see the person on a bed, you see the 3 swords above, and then you see 1 sword underneath. So just sort of imagine that they're trying to solve something by just giving it time. I want to mention too that if you are someone who is always busy, always on the go, and maybe recently you've had creative blocks or just been feeling stuck, okay, that is the time when you're resting and giving yourself, your mind particularly with air, time to rest, where the ideas come in. That's where it's in that moment. It's in those still, quiet, kind of doing nothing moments that a lot of times those epiphanies and those ideas come in. But let's get lots more info. I just thought that was really cool because there seems to be a shift here. Okay, so group 3 important messages from your future self. Oh, we'll get another one. I like how the cards are leaping out of the deck today. You've got friend, okay. Let's get another one though. Oh my goodness. I'm having trouble shuffling today, I guess. Okay, group 3 important message from your future self. Happiness. All right, so let's take a little look here. Be as good a friend to yourself as you are to others. So very important reminder, if you had a friend right now that was feeling particularly tired, stressed, overwhelmed, what would you likely suggest for them to do? And if they were saying like, oh no, but I have to do this, and oh no, I can't rest, you'd likely say, yes, it's important to rest. You'd likely say this because I think you know this. I think you know that it's important to have that time, that recuperation, that rest, that sort of nothing time in order for this to happen. So just sort of be a friend to yourself right now, and, you know, be the kind of friend you would be to others, to yourself right now. Be that person. Have that loyalty, have that understanding and that compassion and that love for yourself like you would have for a friend. And you've got happiness here. Okay, so let's take a look. Your thinking will either make your happiness or take your happiness, you choose. All right, so a little bit of a simplified message, I would say, but I think what it's getting at here is right now, there could be a shift in what you're focusing on. So we can't always help, obviously, like our thoughts that come in throughout the day. We can't always help what's happening around us that makes us focus on certain things. But whenever I get messages like this, I think of, what can you do that would provide you comfort or relaxation or inspiration or enjoyment? What is that thing that lights you up? What is that thing that lights that match here? That creates that passion and that enthusiasm that you have with this card. I really do see you as an extremely creative person, likely a Scorpio, I would say. You've got the Queen of Cups there with the Death card, so I don't know. You likely could be a water sign, but of course we've got swords and wands here too. But yeah, I just feel like you are a very creative, passionate person, but I think you have a hard time in the in-between, in that time between productivity and passion and excitement and enthusiasm to allow this to happen. So I think your future self is just saying it's okay. The in-between is okay. The time right now, the waiting time, the unknown time, it's okay. It's okay. It's going to be okay. Wow. Cards are flipping out all over the place. We'll take this one here. All right, we'll get another one too because it seems like more messages or wanting to come out here. Okay, so we've got imagination. So conjure, dreams, create. Dreams, I love that with the Four of Swords. So maybe pay especially close attention to your dreams, your intuition over the next little while, because your dreams could, you know, be sending you some sort of message. More so though, I'm getting daydreams from this. Okay, so where does your mind wander throughout the day? Because I think the cards are saying, your future self is saying, give yourself time to let that happen, to allow your mind to wander, because that's where the idea, the epiphany that, yes, okay, this is what I want to focus on. That's where that's going to come in. I feel like for you, if you chose this group, this could have to do with a lot of things. This could be work, this could be relationships, but I think the main message here is allow yourself time to let the ideas or the enthusiasm roll in, and for the creativity to come on in, because I do feel like you're a creative person, very in touch with your emotions. Okay, so group 3, wow, having a hard time shuffling today. So group 3, important messages from your future self. We've got a couple more decks here. Solitude. Wow, okay, that gives me chills. I love this. So this card makes me think of 2 cards, one of which is the main card that we've been talking about, Four of Swords here, because you've got rest. Okay, so rest, ponder, quiet, sanctuary, a little bit of hermit energy from this, don't you think? I always think of the hermit when I see an owl anyways, so maybe you're just needing some time to yourself to ponder, to think, to, you know, just dream and imagine. Maybe you're just needing some quiet time. Maybe this Four of Swords for you is quiet time, right? Maybe right now the friend you need is yourself. And of course, you know, whenever we see messages of like solitude or hermit energy, it doesn't mean lonely. If you're feeling lonely, by all means, connect with someone. But sometimes we're actually craving that time, especially if you're an introvert. You likely crave that time, and that could be where this ends up happening, is that sort of alone time. So rest, you've got 2 messages of rest. So your future self is sort of like, stop feeling guilty about going easy on yourself, right? Discipline is great, hard work is great, but rest is an important part of that, because if you were, you know, think of a vehicle, you have to stop and put more gasoline in, or else eventually it's just going to stop. So you need to take those little breaks along the way. So quiet, sanctuary. I think for you, the quiet, the solitude, I think you're just going through a lot of personal changes right now, and just sort of imagining and creating, and just maybe even a little bit of healing. But I think you're very in your mind right now, even with what this card was talking about, because it's a lot of focus on the mind today. With your Four of Swords, you've got your thinking card here, imagination and solitude. A lot about you being very deep in thought, possibly very introspective right now, very, you know, just a lot going on in your mind. So that could just be why you're craving some quiet time. So let's see. I just think it's interesting that I'm just sensing from you that you are just someone who likes to keep busy, and having that pause is a little bit hard for you, but your future self is saying it's okay to take rests. Okay, so group 3, important message from your future self. Reveal what needs to be seen, another Scorpio message. That's cool. So reveal what needs to be seen. Last quarter moon in Scorpio. I think this is you. I think this is you discovering something within yourself. I also think that this is you being authentic, you being yourself, but definitely I'm getting the strong Scorpio energy here. But yeah, like I was saying, I just feel like maybe you're just discovering something is being discovered, you're seeing something a little clearer. And this too could even be about being honest with yourself too, being truthful with yourself. But I want to get the book here. All right, so let's just read this to you. There are some things that people just don't like to talk about. Drawing this card suggests there's an issue or situation in your life now that might not be easy to air, or perhaps you feel that you shouldn't air it. That's fine. Now is a time for you to reveal only what you want to be seen. Don't feel the need to discuss everything with everyone. Some matters require discretion. The less codependent you are, the more chance you have of getting what you want. So when you no longer feel the need to tell everyone what you're manifesting, you're ready to start manifesting. Okay, so that could be important because of the message of solitude. I do think it's a great thing to share with people that you love, but I think that right now you're just working on some things on your own. It's an internal, it's very introspective, it's deep thought. There's a lot of emotion tied to this. So right now, as you're trying to manifest whatever it is you're trying to manifest, maybe just keep it very close to you right now. Keep it very personal. Like it's just yours right now. You know, don't reveal it before it needs to be. Okay guys, so you can hear the dog barking. My boyfriend just got home, so I'm just gonna pause for one moment. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Thank you for waiting. So we've got one more card to get, and then we're going to get your charms and your letters and your numbers, and then of course we can ask a question to the pendulum. So group 3, important message from your future self. Let's see what we have. Oh, one flipped out. Passage, standing stones. All right, so passage. I love passage with the message of transformation because I think that's what you're doing right now. I think your future self is saying, right now, while it feels like you're standing still, is more significant than you think. Right now, you are making a change or a transformation that might not be obvious. It could be, you know what I mean? Like if you were staring at a flower growing, you wouldn't see it grow. But if you gave it a second, if you went inside and came back out a day or two later, you would probably see some change. I hope that makes sense. But passage, I feel like even though you have the 4 of Swords and you're feeling like you're not moving, you've also got transformation. You've also got an ace. Passage here. So there's definitely a lot of change happening. Whether you see it or not, you're definitely going through a transformation. This period of time could be more significant than you think. And, you know, really this introspective time, I think a great thing for you right now would be, of course, going with the imagination. So doing things that really spark your creativity and your imagination with your Ace of Wands, you know, really having fun with it. I love how I like how they have the book here. So is there something maybe you could read right now that would inspire you, or journaling, or, you know, a planner, decorating a planner, doing a vision board? Like what is a creative thing right now that would help you visualize your goals, and maybe, you know, maybe some discovery will come from that. So I feel like right now it's hard to see what the future looks like, but your future self is saying, it's great, but just don't be afraid for the pause time. Don't be afraid for the rest time, because this is where the transformation occurs, right? So very cool. And then I love the message of like being a good friend to yourself, treating yourself like you would treat your friends. And yeah, passage, love that. Definitely a transitional time. I love the red dress here. Confidence, passion. I like that. So let's get your charms here. And I love the passage too, a passage of time, right? Passage of time, giving something time. Kind of a message of patience there, which we don't always love to hear because, you know, likely you have been very patient. And, you know, a lot of times when we've already been patient, that's when our patience is tested the most. So I think your future self is saying it's okay. It is okay. All right, so let's get you some charms. We'll take our time with these. I'll get you letters, numbers, and we'll save the pendulum for the very end. We had this one pop out. Looking good. Let's raise this up. Okay, so my attention here is pulled in a few different directions, but I just want to start here. So, and I'll get you the letters and numbers in a moment, but if you notice here, we've got the envelope, the soccer ball, will, and the star. So immediately what that's telling me is your goal, right? Soccer, your goal will be accomplished, but there seems to be a message, because we've got the word will, seems to be a message coming in. You also have the star, which can be about inspiration and healing. So I feel like this tells me that a message, some sort of incoming special delivery message of some kind will come in that could help you achieve this goal. All right, so that's a little bit of a mystery. You might have to wait and see what that is and when it happens, but that's immediately what I got from that area there. You also have I love you to the moon and back next to the sunflower. So the sunflower is about optimism, and the reason why I've associated it with optimism is sunflowers will actually aim towards the sun throughout the day. So they'll actually sort of turn to be in the direct sunlight. So I always think of that as like looking towards the sun, being optimistic. The sun card in tarot is very optimistic as well. And I also think of confidence. So being confident in yourself. And I think with the friend card is like your self-love right now, your love towards yourself is very important, right? Being authentic. And even though the cards were saying like keep parts of your goals or your manifestations to yourself, that doesn't mean you're not being confident. It just means you're choosing to keep some things personal for right now while you figure some things out, okay? Then you've got self-reflection, which I think we see throughout all of your cards. You've got some self-reflection here. I love the empty wheelbarrow because it's upside down. So I kind of think of like releasing some of what you're carrying, like letting go, you know, and this could also have to do with support as well. But I immediately, because it was upside down, thought of, you know, letting go of a little bit of what you're carrying right now to take a rest. That could also indicate that maybe you're choosing to take on too much at once. So maybe one thing right now would be a helpful thing to just focus on one task at a time, right? You've got gentle. I think that really fits in great, being gentle with ourselves. You've got the tree, which is about expansion and growth and strength. So I love that. And I think just with the transformation message that you have and the message of transformation with your passage card, there's just a lot of strength and growth happening right now. And like I said, you might not be able to see it, but wherever you're sending this message from, your future you sees it. Your future you has seen the growth that you've made and what it's led to. And it seems like it's saying it's okay. Like it's okay if you feel like it's not going fast, or it's okay if you need a rest or a break here and there. You've got the keyhole. What's interesting is we don't have the key. Whenever I see the key lock without the key, we know that there's a destination that you want to get to, but you don't have the answer yet. You don't have the key to get in it yet. So that could be part of what this answer is that's on its way. A lot about intuition here with the mermaid. The mermaid too reminds me a lot of your Queen of Cups. I think the Queen of Cups is you. I think the Queen of Cups is you in the future, feeling fulfilled, feeling very loving, feeling very loved, feeling very intuitive, tapped into your creativity. The Queen of Cups is really wonderful. It's very nurturing energy, not unlike the, the Empress card, but just very in touch with their emotions and feeling really good about their emotions too. Feeling very like in touch, but not overwhelmed by them. So it tells me that something right now that maybe you're deep in thought about with your Four of Swords is getting figured out, and you're feeling a lot calmer. You're feeling really good, like you're in a good place in the future. So I really think that Queen of Cups is you. Always reminds me of the High Priestess. I always think of just intuition, right? A mermaid is very in touch with their intuition, water energy, right? They live in the water, so very interesting. You've got the ship here. So the ship I always think of as patience as well, because I think of a lot of abundance coming in. Okay, now I know ships go fast, but I always think of like, as far as my little charms about travel, I would say this is one of the slower ones. I've got one charm that indicates slower travel, but I always think of like patience, arrival, something's arriving that'll be well worth the wait, really worth the wait. So very, very cool. And again, you know what? Some charms sometimes resonate for you for a specific reason. I always talk about like on Patreon with the daily readings, there could be a specific charm that connects to you today. I also think this could represent you or someone in your life. Queen of Cups could be someone in your life too. Okay, this usually just indicates the person asking the question, or in this case, the viewer. Okay, so this could be you, or it could be someone very important to you, just a person. So important. important numbers in your journey, numbers that your future self wants you to know. You've got 10, 12, 7. Okay, that might not make sense until later. It could be a phone number, it could be a day that's very significant, a birthday, you know, anything. And while I flip these over, you can think of your yes or no question for the pendulum. And have fun with the letters and everything too, right? Because sometimes they spell things that don't make sense. Some things are kind of random, right? So we have to have fun with them. And not everyone likes to even consider the letters, but a lot of people like them, so I like to include them. Okay. You have lots of letters, so lots of possible words here. So yeah, have fun with it. Could be initials, names. Okay, so let's take a look here. You've got ELIHSBD ABOATNJOFTEM. Okay, so that's what we have there. So let me know what you see. I can't see it. I see boat. I just as I'm like, I can't see anything. I see boat. I see boat. That's what I see, is boat, which is kind of interesting. So boat, healing maybe, 6 of Swords reference there maybe. Boat, rowing your boat. Is a boat relevant to you? Let me know. Okay, so let's get to your pendulum. I'll just give you a close-up first. I love gentle. I think that's important. Gentle, with the friend card especially, because I feel like you're maybe not gentle enough on yourself. Okay. Why did I put the pendulum away? We're not done with that. Okay, so think of your yes or no question for your future self. Try again. If we get try again twice, I usually take it as a message to literally try again. Okay, you've got better. So someone asked what better means. Better to me represents better than you imagined. So what you're picturing, better. So I love that answer. It doesn't pop up very often, but better. So I really hope that you enjoyed this message. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Please, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that subscribe button and the like button. And yeah, we will see you next time. Take care.